Ohayou gozaimasu, minasan. Vince desu. Ohayou gozaimasu. Hello everyone. So for today, this is lesson 0020. So we will be dealing another subject matter with that concerns bunpo or Nihongo grammar. So for today, 今日は the thing that we have to discuss today is these particles. But for today particularly, we will discuss on these four particles: wo, ni, e, de. This is wo, wo, but is commonly pronounced as o. Ni, e, sounds like e as in e, but this is in Roman or Gothic writing spelled as he. This is he, this is wo, this is he, and this is de or de. So now this particle used with verbs is a very essential part of the grammar, because in English grammar we could regard this as the prepositions. In English or English grammar, this could be regarded as prepositions, like the, to, in, with. Okay, so let's start. Hajimemashou ka, minasan. Hajimemashou ka. Dewa. Toyu wake de. Dewa. Hajimemasu. So we will start with the very straightforward particle, which is the direct object particle or object particle, wo. This is wo, but is commonly pronounced as o. Okay, so first let's build some vocabulary here. This one is the kanji for sakana. You already know this, minasan. The reading for the kanji is placed on its right part, and that is the one in kana writing enclosed in brackets. So this kanji is sakana. This is the reading sakana, which means fish. Taberu, an ichidan verb or ru verb. Taberu, this is the reading in brackets, means to eat. Juice, nomu, a gudan verb or yu verb, meaning to drink. Machi, meaning town. And then bora bora, or wandering or aimlessly. You know, when you're strolling in malls and you are with your friends, sometimes you want to walk inside the mall, aimlessly walking in parks or in malls. Bora bora. Aruku, this kanji is aruku, meaning to walk. Aruku. Kousoku, meaning high speed. Kousoku. Doro, route or a road, a kind of road, a route or a road. Doro. Hashiru, take note, this is not a ru verb, this is a gudan verb or yu verb. Hashiru, to run. Mainichi, everyday. Nihongo, Japanese language. Benkyo, study. Suru, an exception verb, meaning to do. And then meru address, or sometimes it is atisaki or meru address. Toroku meaning to register. Register or the act of registering. Toroku. Now about the wo particle, let me give some additional notes. Regarding the wo particle, it indicates the direct object of action. Remember in your English classes, direct object, this is the object of the transitive verb. The wo particle indicates place from which one exits. Sometimes when you exit, you use a verb, and that verb is oftentimes an intransitive verb. In the next lesson, I will elucidate to you clearly the difference between the transitive and intransitive verb. Okay, third note on the wo particle. It indicates subject in the form of direct object of a causative expression. Number 4, it indicates area or place being traversed or traversed. It indicates time, period, but this time or period has the nuance of being a direct object over which the action takes place. And number 6 note, point number 6 is indicates point of departure or separation of action, which is also congruent to this second point. The wo particle indicates place from which one exits. Okay, so let's have some examples here. Okay, the first particle is the wo. It's very straightforward. It is commonly paired with a transitive verb, and in wo you always use the hiragana. Although it is wo, in speech you should pronounce this as o, as in that, you know, the vowel o. Okay, let me point some notes here, a refresher. If you recall your English lessons regarding the STV-IODO sentence pattern in your English class, S is the subject, TV is the transitive verb, IO is the indirect object, which is the beneficiary or the beneficiary of the transitive verb, or the receiver of the result of the action being done through a transitive verb. That's the indirect object, and the direct object is the object or a noun unto which the action was done. That's the direct object. Example: subject Mary, transitive verb lent, indirect object is Josh, direct object is money. So example: Mary lent Josh money. Mary lent Josh money. So Mary is the subject, transitive verb is lent, and the indirect object or the beneficiary or the receiver of the direct object and subject is Josh. Yeah, the transitive verb is lent and the direct object is money. You see that the transitive verb is closely being linked to the direct object. That's why the particle wo or o, this particle links the transitive verb and the direct object. Another example: Anna taught her the answer. Subject Anna, transitive verb taught. Her is the beneficiary or the receiver of the result of the action, direct object, action, direct object. Taught is a transitive verb. So this indirect object, she is the beneficiary of the thought and the answer. Anna thought the answer for the sake of her. Whoever is that her. Okay, so some examples: Sakana wo taberu. Or in English, in Japanese rather, there are many cases that the subject or the doer of the action is invisible or not anymore being mentioned in a standalone clause or in a sentence, in a complete sentence. Just like this, sakana wo taberu, eat fish, a standalone clause. Juice wo nonda, drank the juice, drank juice. Juice wo nonda. Nonda is the past tense of nomo, drink. Okay, so places can also be direct object of motion verbs. Now, what are these motion verbs? Motion verbs such as walk, aruku, and hashiru, run. Since the motion verb is done to the location, the concept of direct object is the same in Japanese. However, as you can see in the next examples, it often translates to something different in English due to slight difference of the concept of direct object. There's only a slight difference. Just like this, machi, this kanji is machi or town, an urban town. Machi wo bura-bura is the adverb. Machi wo bura-bura aruku. Usually the adverb is on the left side of the verb. So bura-bura means aimlessly walking, aruku. Machi wo bura-bura aruku. Aimlessly walk through the town, or literal meaning aimlessly walk town. Kosukudoro wo hashiru, run through expressway. But Kosukudoro is a high speed road, and then the hashiru is the transitive verb, and here comes the wo, run through the expressway. Kosukudoro wo hashiru. And then this particular part only tells that that wo is not only applicable to regular verbs but also to suru verbs. Now, what are these suru verbs? Suru verbs came from those noun capable of being transformed into suru verbs. Now, there are nouns that are suru verbs type of noun, but not all nouns are capable of being a suru verb. Just like this. Actually, benkyo is a noun. Toroku is a noun. Benkyo is the act of studying. Toroku is the act of registering. So, suru is to do. Shita is done. So, benkyo suru is a suru verb meaning to study. So, we can also apply wo. Similarly, just like a regular verb. Nihongo wo benkyo suru. Mainichi Nihongo wo benkyo suru. Every day, study Japanese. Mail address wo toroku shita. Meaning, already registered the email address. Mail address wo toroku shita. Now, let's go to the next particle. The target particle ni. The target particle, or what's the target? The target is a place or destination. Okay, some vocabulary: Nihon, Japan; iku, meaning to go; uchi or ie meaning house or home; kairu, to go home; heya is room; heya, room. Okay, kuru, an exception verb meaning to come; America. Now this is transliteration. Remember, I've also mentioned in our basic lessons that katakana is not only used for onyomi, but katakana is also used for transliterations. Transliteration is when you use the katakana to pronounce foreign words. English word is a foreign word. So when you try to spell or pronounce a foreign word using a katakana, that's what we call transliteration. And actually, foreign words like English words are also called gairaigo. In the description box, I will have a short text about gairaigo, or loan words, borrowed words. Okay, shukudai, homework. Okay, so kyo, today, ashita, tomorrow, neko, cat, iru, meaning to exist, for animate objects to exist, isu, chair. Now, daidokoro, kitchen. Aru, to exist, but for inanimate things like ideas or chairs, tables. I means good, tomodachi, friend. Ao, verb to meet. Isha, doctor. Naru means to become. Senshu, last week. Toshokan, library. Rainen, next year. Now, we're talking about this particle. This is a target particle, ni, the target particle. The ni particle can specify a target of a verb. This is different from the wo particle, in which the verb does something to the direct object. In the wo, the verb does something to the direct object. But with the ni particle, the verb does something towards the word associated with the ni particle. Usually, that word associated with the ni particle is the final destination place, or a destination place, or noun. For example, the target of any motion verb is specified by the ni particle. For example, Bob wa Nihon ni itta. Bob went to Japan. Okay, so iye ni kairanai. Iye ni kairanai, or ya. Sometimes this is also pronounced as ya. Iye or ya. Iye ni kairanai. Not go back home. Cannot go back to home. Heiya ni kuru, come to room. Heiya ni kuru, come to room. As you can see in the last example, heiya ni kuru, heiya ni kuru. As you can see in this example, the target particle always targets to rather than from. If you wanted to say come from, for example, you would need to use kara to specify origin. Use kara, which means from. If you use ni, it would instead mean come to. So kara is oftentimes paired with made, which means up to. So let me have a note on that. The phrase combination made up of kara, blah blah blah, made is used to indicate a range. Is used to indicate a range. Okay. So that expression kara then blah 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 made indicates a range. For example, a range of action. Aomiri Prefecture kara Ibaraki Prefecture made. So probably a train ride from the Aomori down to Ibaraki Prefecture. Then Itsuka kara Hatsuka made. Itsuka kara Hatsuka made. 5th day of the month up to the 20th day of the month. House kara school made. Ie kara gakkou made. So it's always a range. Kara blah 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 made always indicates a range. So it's a different thing. Alice wa America kara shita. So Alice came from America. Shukudai wo kyou kara ashita made suru. Shukudai wo kyou kara ashita made suru. We'll do homework from today to tomorrow. The idea of target in Japanese is very general and is not restricted to motion verbs. For example, the location of an object is defined as the target of the verb for existence. Time is also a common target. So not just place, but time is also a common target. Here are some examples of non-motion verbs and their targets. Neko wa heya ni iru. A cat is inside a room. Cat is in a room. Isu ga daidokoro ni atta. Isu ga daidokoro ni atta. Chair was in the kitchen. I tomodachi ni atta. Met a good friend. Jim wa isha ni naru. Let's say Jim wants to talk about his dream. Let's say Jim wants to be a doctor. Jim wa isha ni naru. Isha is a doctor. Jim wa isha ni naru. Naru is to become. Jim will become a doctor. Went to library last week. Last week is senshu. Last week is senshu. Toshokan library. So itta is the past tense of go, which is went. Senshu ni toshokan ni itta. Went to library last week. Please don't forget to use aru for inanimate and iru for animate objects such as cat. So cat is considered animate. So just like humans with anima, living thing. But if not living thing, say chair or any abstract ideas, use aru. While ni, the target particle ni, while ni is not always required to indicate time, there is a slight difference in meaning between using the target particle and not using it at all. In the following examples, the target particle ni makes the date specific, emphasizing that the friend will go to Japan at that time. Without the ni particle, there is no special emphasis. Okay? So, tomodachi is like this. In the time element in this sentence, ni was not used. It's like this. Tomodachi wa rainen. Rainen means next year. Rainen nihon ni iku. Next year, friend go to Japan. Tomodachi wa rainen. Tomodachi is friend. Tomodachi wa rainen nihon ni iku. Rainen is an element of time, but if you don't use the ni after the rainen, it's hard to decipher. But it's easier to decipher and more proper to use the ni after the time element. So what is the time element here? It's rainen, meaning next year. Rainen is next year. So you put the ni at the right side part of the rainen. So it now becomes tomodachi wa rainen ni nihon ni iku. Tomodachi wa rainen ni nihon ni iku. So it's now clear that the friend go to Japan next year. Next year is rainen. So now the directional particle. He. He in spelling, but you pronounce it as e, just like a vowel. So please screenshot these vocabularies, minasan. And may I remind that the one enclosed in brackets are the kana readings or sounds for those kanji. And please take at the rightmost part are the English meanings. Okay, so just screenshot those. Just like here, the verb mukau is very much associated with the e particle. The e or directional particle. The e particle, not quite similar to the ni particle, but it has difference. Please take note. Please take note of this difference. Okay. So the difference, although e and ni are both closely related to places or tied to places, but there are some difference in nuance or difference in usage. The e particle, on the other hand, is used to express the fact that The one is just setting out towards or heading towards the direction of the target place. As a result, it is only used with directional, not just motion verbs, but directional motion verbs. It also does not guarantee whether the target place is the final intended destination, but only that a certain person or the one is just heading towards that direction or towards that place. In other words, the ni particle sticks to the destination, while the e particle is fuzzy, a little bit fuzzy about whether one is ultimately headed to that place. So there's still a little bit of uncertainty if that place is the final destination place. For example, if we choose to replace ni with e in the below examples of the previous section, the nuance changes slightly. So just like this, babawa nione itta. So you see, you're just heading towards, but you use the passive, rather you use the past tense. You use the past tense of to go to a place. This kanji means to go to a place, and you use past tense means went. Past tense of to go is went, but the particle a is only used with the nuance of just setting towards or just heading towards to a certain place. But you already ascertained that the Japan was the final destination and he already went there. So this is quite a confusing sentence. So this is not it's not correct. This is not correct. This is not recommendable, this sentence. Babwa, in this case, rather than using it is recommendable to use ni. But I will just show this for the sake of appreciating the use of he and ni. Babwa ni one ita. So that's a weird sentence. Iye kairanai. Not go home toward house, or cannot return to the house. Not go home toward the house. Heya e kuru. Heya e kuru. When you use kuru, there's a probability or a high probability that most likely the heya or room is the final destination. So don't use e because e is only used if for the nuance of just setting towards or just heading towards a certain direction. That's why it's called a directional particle. So note that we cannot use the e particle with verbs that have no physical direction. For example, the following is incorrect. So just like this. Ishae naru. Remember, in the above sentence, we use the clause isha ni naru, means wanting to become a doctor, but please don't interchangeably replace the ni with the he, just like in this nuance, just like in this example. Becoming a doctor is an abstract concept, so we cannot use e here, but we can only use ni. So this is incorrect. The correct version should be isha ni naru. So this does not mean to say that e cannot set out towards an abstract concept. In fact, because of the fuzzy directional meaning of the particle, the e particle can also be used to talk about setting out, just heading out towards certain future goals or expectations. Just like this. Kachie mukau. Kachie mukau means going towards victory. Victory is kachi. This one is kachi. This kanji is kachi, meaning victory. Kachi mukau. Mukau is not just a motion verb but rather a directional. A directional motion verb is different from a regular motion verb. So just like what I have said earlier, usually the verb mukau is usually paired with he, because this motion verb is not just a motion verb but rather a directional motion verb. So most of the time this is paired with he, just like this. Kachi mukau, going towards victory or go towards victory. So okay, the fourth particle is the contextual. So don't get scared about the term contextual particle. I will tell you this de here. It's just not so difficult to learn. So the de here is not so difficult to learn. So don't get intimidated with the word contextual. It is not put here to make it difficult to understand. So I will indicate an easier way to understand de. So please screenshot this vocabulary just like this one. Eiga kan, movie theater. Miru, an ichidan verb or ru verb meaning to see. Basu, okay, just screenshot this vocabulary. Please screenshot this minasan. And then the de particle. The particle will allow us to specify the context in which the action is performed. So but you may screenshot this introductory notes from our reference, but I have an easier way to understand this. Just like this. Written in orange font is de. Eiga kan de mita. Eiga kan de mita. Eiga kan de mita. So a movie at theater. Bus de kairu, go home by bus. Restaurant de hiru gohan wo tabeta. Ate lunch at restaurant. So here's the easy way of understanding this. So just like a shortcut or easier way. So this is it. Mina. So the particle, don't get intimidated by the word contextual, because this is just the summary of the de. The de particle must answer. The de particle must answer or answers the questions by what way an action was done, or can also function as answering by what kind of place or by what kind of location the action was done. Or number 3, by what purpose or for what rationale the verb is to be done, or the verb was done, or the verb was carried out. So you see, so this is only the trick, these 3 points here. The de must answer these questions: by what way an action was done, by what kind of place, or by what kind of location the action was done, by what purpose or by what rationale the action is to be done or the action was done. Just like here, let's go back. Eiga kan de mita. So by what kind of place do you see a movie? This is C. By what kind of place? Eiga kan is a theater. Eiga kan is a theater that shows English movie. Eiga kan. So this is the place. By what kind of place? So by what kind of place, right after it, the right part is de, and then the verb. So at number 2, basde kairu. By what kind of means did someone go to home? By what kind of means? By bus. Basde kairu. Here, number 3, restaurant de hirugohan wo tabeta. By what kind of place a person ate his lunch? By what kind of place a person eats his lunch? Restaurant, this is the kind of place. By what kind of place? And then followed by the de, as the person ate his lunch, his or her lunch. Now, this is a common dilemma or confusion. Not dilemma, but rather confusion. If the de is paired with the nani or nan, this is kanji meaning what or nan or nani. But I'm telling you guys, the default reading for this kanji should be nani. Or if otherwise a person corrects you that it should be read as nan. So if others will not correct you as nan, so I suggest that you by default read this as nani. So the confusion is when the nani is paired with the de at its right side. So confusion, caution. So this kanji nani can be nani de or nande. It has two sets of readings and meanings. So case 1. So this is nani de. This is when this is read as nani de. Nani de means by what means or by what way an action was done. By what way an action was done. Case 2 is when it is a part of an interrogative sentence. Nande. Nande is a kind of expression used in interrogative sentence similar to asking why. But there are other forms of Nihongo that is also equivalent to why depending on the context. It could be doshite or naze. So the nande can also be a why in the form that by what means. So someone is asking how come did you learn how to drive? Nande, why is that guy knows how to drive? Why is that guy knows how to do aikido? Nande unten nga dekuru no. So my advice is, the tip here is to know or discern the context of the conversation or topic, since we have two cases for nani de or nande. So okay. So just like here, came by what way? Came by the way of what? Nani de shita. Came by the way of what? So this is not nande but nani de. Basi de shita. So this is what I mean, the question type of nani de. So nande shita. Why did you come? Nande shita. Nande shita. Hima dakara, because I have nothing to do, because it's my free time. So here the kara, see the sentence, hima dakara, nande shita, and then the second person replied with hima dakara. Hima means free time, hima dakara. Dakara means explanation. The kara here has meaning because. It is different from the kara we just learned, and we will cover this in the later lessons. In the latter lessons we will cover that. So don't worry, this causes less confusion because 95% of the time the latter is used rather than the former, meaning the latter is used rather than the former, because the kara most likely is for explanation or this is stating reasons. So, and even when the nanide is intended, the context will leave no mistake on which one is being used. Even in this short example snippet, you can tell which it is by looking at the answer to the question. So let's take some more examples. When the location is the topic of the clause or topic of the short sentence. So I'm telling you, in Japanese language, there are many invisible speakers of the sentence. Unlike in English that sometimes the speaker uses I or you. The speaker wants to explicitly indicate the pronouns like I or you. But in Japanese, most likely the I or you pronouns are omitted. So in Japanese, sentences are much shorter. So just like here, when the location of a wherein in a sentence or clause, the location is the topic of the sentence or topic of the clause. So please screenshot this vocabulary. So now this is a combination of. Do you remember the topic particle we've discussed in our basic lessons? The wa and the mo. The mo is the inclusion particle and the wa is the topic particle. The particle that introduces a topic or a descriptive type of clause is the wa. But you can pair it with the ni, with the e. You can pair it with the ni, with the e and the de. If and only if you can pair that when the location is the topic. You can only do that when the location is the topic, or when the location, usually a place, is the topic. So you can place it in this format: the ni, e, or de plus wa or mo on its right side. So just like this, a conversation of Bob and Alice. Bob said, "Gakko ni ita. Did you go to school?" Alice said, "Ikanakata, didn't go." And then Bob said, "Toshokan ni wa. But what about the library?" Alice said, "Toshokan ni mo, ikanakata. I also didn't go to the library." Okay, in this example, Bob brings a new topic in the library. So the location becomes the topic. Toshokan, that's the location, it becomes the topic. The sentence is actually a abbreviated version. This is the full version of the sentence. Toshokan ni wa ita. So it's a combination of di and wa. Toshokan ni wa ita. But how about the library? Did you go there? Which you can ascertain from the context. So more examples. Here. Doko de taberu. Eat where? And then, how about Italian restaurant? Italia restaurant de wa do. Italian restaurant de wa do. So, eat by what kind of place he wants to recommend to eat? Italian restaurant. By what kind of place? De. And this Italian restaurant is the topic. So when it is the location is the topic, we can add the wa or mo after the de. So Italian restaurant de wa do. How about Italian restaurant? Okay, Bob asked where to eat, and then I suggest restaurant. A sentence like how about usually brings up a new topic because the person is suggesting something new. In this case, the location restaurant is being suggested, so it becomes a topic. Okay, so when the direct object is the topic. So this is just not anymore a sentence but a standalone clause. Very common in Japanese, standalone clause. Looks like a very short sentence. So when in a clause, when the direct object of a transitive verb is the topic. Just like here, the direct object particle is different from particles related to location in that you cannot use any other particles at the same time. For example, going by the previous section, you might have guessed that you can say wo wa. No, you can't. To express a direct object that is also the topic, but this is not the case. A topic can be a direct object without using a wo. In fact, putting the wo in the particle will make it wrong. Nihongo wa narao. Okay. In sentence number 2, Nihongo wa narao. It has an alternate translation. for this sentence, Nihongo wa narau, the translation here is about Japanese. We'll learn it. Also, it can be deciphered as alternate meaning. As for Nihongo or Japanese language, as for Nihongo, we'll learn it. Okay. So please, minasan, please do not make this mistake. Nihongo wa narau. This is incorrect, so please don't make that mistake. Okay. So for our next topic, we will discuss about this transitive and intransitive verbs. So this is also another crucial topic, but we'll discuss that in our lesson number 0022. So for today, that's as far as we go. So 今日はここまでです。So that's as far as we go. So please, minasan, may I ask for like, share, and subscribe, and recommend it to your friends. Please help me grow this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Saigo mite kurete arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you for watching until the end. And goshito kudasari. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you for watching, minasan. Mata tsugi no doga de. Until the next video. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Mata mina. Bye bye. Arigatou. Kirute.